Today we'll be looking at my Templar Inquisitor Frostblades / Blade Flurry, the no jewel character here. It's called Aika, no jewel for a reason. And the reason why there's no jewel is because we don't actually use any jewels in our passive tree. But that doesn't mean that the character is actually very weak. But before we actually talk about that, let me just give you some overview about this character. You can decide for yourself if the character is to your liking. We'll be doing number 1, normal Atziri, and also a shape channel, a tier 10 map here. These are the mods, and we're going to show you some gameplay and then talk through to you what the gameplay of this character actually is. Alright, so you met mainly with Frostblades primarily, so you just, rolling blade, PvP, rating dice, rolling blade, PvP, rating dice. And by the way, the Frostblade is just a falling on your helmet, so this is not 6-link Frostblades, but you are absolutely destroying things here just with a Mathel snares, or what they call the warp snares, right? Also, you are not using faster attacks on your rolling blades because the passive tree itself gives you so much attack speed that you don't actually need to use faster attacks on rolling blades as well. Usually build smack that onto your shield charge or your leap slam onto your rolling blades most of the time. But this one doesn't do that because you have a very decent passive tree that gives you enough attack speed overall at level 90, even though my character is 91. But this character has no passive jewel slots all the way until level 90. You can opt to actually do that beyond 90, yep, and might probably be the way to further improve the character, once you reach level 90. But this character can go up to 7 million TPS with Alan's character, who is actually the creator of the build itself. Let's do some abyssal action here. Choose some of that single target, even though we can show that for the boss. But basically your single target skill will be Blade Flurry, as mentioned earlier in the video. Blade Flurry Frostblades. And yeah. So why no jewels, right? Okay, number 1, jewels basically are not very new player friendly. If you are just playing the game, you're new to Path of Exile, for example, you do not know what modifiers to buy. Which jewel is the best? Should I get physical damage with swords, some crit multi, some crit chance, some life? What should I buy, right? Second thing is that you don't actually have to worry. Okay, we ignore that guy for now because I just want to show you guys the gameplay. But you don't have to worry about what stats to buy on jewels, and most importantly, if you are, a veteran player or seasoned player for PoE, you don't actually have to spend currency on your jewels. And again, this doesn't mean that you will not be doing enough damage. Yep, you can see that I'm absolutely destroying packs here. Even see these ram ups, no problem. Alright. Everything just dies so fast. So this basically has really good clear speed. Yeah, really fast with rolling blades. I would say arguably probably faster than my Cast on Crit Crossblade Discharge. And if you want to go up to like tier 14 maps and be able to absolutely destroy bosses as well, which is one of my main beefs with the Cast on Crit Crossblade Discharge build, at least with the amount of currency that I have. And because I went ES, if you went live, you can use in-ears. That means you would have much better DPS overall compared to my character, because ES don't really work in a temporary league, as I mentioned in that video, because you need to find really good crafted ES gear, which is not available early on in the league. And you can only, I won't say you can only use, but you can only use Death Door for that one. So not using jewels basically means save currency, right? And it also means that my friend Alan, who came out with this build, he came out with yeah, boss is dead, bye boss, and that's the gameplay. Alright, for your mapping. I don't think channels is like the best map to showcase this character, but yeah. The next thing I'm gonna do here is normal Atziri, because Uber Atziri is very expensive right now. And this build has actually cleared all the content up to Shaper. So far, you know, Red Tier, Elders, all the kind of good stuff. So yeah, all with a Mathos Nest, as they call it, alright? Or a Warp's Nest. Doriani's Catalyst. So I wouldn't say that this character is budget in that sense, but it is not like, you know, 10 exalts, 15 exalts. The only reason why it might reach that level is if you're trying to get a good GG rare claw, which can go from anything between, if I want a 200 DPS increase right now, I can spend 3.5 exalts to get a good rare claw, but I don't really think it's worth it because I have about 1.5 million total DPS with my Blade Flurry released at 6 stages with this character anyway, so I'm definitely not short on the DPS. You can see here. Alright, I think normal Atziri is definitely like the entry DPS check for a single target damage. No taste of hit either, so you don't have to spend money on that. Just using Lion's Roar and Atziri's Promise, all within 5 chaos. I think Lion's Roar right now is like 10 chaos, 15 chaos. But Atziri's Promise is definitely something, you know, that's not tough to get. So look at how fast I actually charge out my 6 stacks as well for my Blade Flurry. So you'll absolutely tear through all the way to tier 15 maps. Yeah. But when it comes to Guardians, you know, Shaper and everything, you might want to have above 5k HP if you're pretty new. I have 4.9 while using a Belly. If I use a Star Conjure instead of a Rat's Nest, which is what I recommend if you're not going the Lightning Coil Abyssal setup, then, you know, then you will have about 5.2k HP. Yeah. Everything dies, has a Prince Weave. There's the trio. If I'm not wrong, you're supposed to kill the Ranger first, and then you kill the Cyclone guy last, for those who are like doing Atziri for the first time. So I actually did a written like guide for this build. That's why you can see I'm not gonna spend too much time on the video to talk about what you need to do. I'll share with you some of the main stuff about, you know, ascendancy choices. For bandits, it's just kill all the bandits because, you know, it's a no jewel build, so you really want to make use of that too. Passive points, yep. So just find which one is the mirror. Done. Just back here. Just done. And then next mirror. The mirror's on the right. Done. Didn't even charge to 6 for that one. Now she has an add phase, I think. Oh, yeah, I managed to skip that. The mirror's on the right. Obviously you can pre-charge your 6 stacks. Now it's the add phase. Alright, now I can talk. So, like some of the gear, I'm using Shaper's Touch. You realize that there's 10 chains on them. One of the main things about this build is or why you're going Inquisitor is because Inquisitors penetrate elemental resistance if you crit. So that means you don't have to get elemental weakness on your Shaper's Touch, which is very common when it comes to builds like these, and they are very, very expensive for that reason because they are highly demanded for. Mortal Rage, nice. Atziri Steps, nice. And so that's normal Atziri. So we go a little bit into the ascendancy. Why Templar Inquisitor? Most attack builds usually go Raider, Pathfinder, you know, Slayer, all the kind of good stuff. But why Inquisitor? So my friend Alan, who came up with this build, I need to keep giving credit to him. This is not formulated by me, but I actually played it myself to be able to share with you how the build feels. Yep. You have Instruments of Virtue. You have 50% increased attack damage if you cast a spell recently. So the first question is, how do you actually cast a spell with Frostblades and Blade Flurry? They are both attack skills, not spells. So if you notice just now, even though it's very noticeable, I feel that if you didn't notice earlier, that means you didn't notice it now, that I've been casting Blood Rage before I use my Frostblades or my Blade Flurry. So you know, just now Atziri, I'm trying to find the mirror, right? Realize that I cast this. Let's look at that, it's almost instant, right? It's like saying, hi, ni hao, you know? And then you pew 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 with a Frostblades if you're mapping, and if you're doing a boss, Blood Rage, yeah. So if you look at your tooltip here, and by the way, Blade Flurry's tooltip is very, very how do I put it? They don't show you the 6 stacks. Yeah, so it's very, very deceptive. So this is definitely not low when you go to the path of building, even though 13,000 is like, what? 13,000 to it? Anyway, so if you pressed your Blood Rage, boom, it goes up. Same thing for the Frostblades, alright? So 4 seconds have passed, I use Blood Rage, boom. 43,000 on the tooltip for Frostblades. Yep, so this is one of the main annoyances that you have, I guess. For most people, this is the only critique for the build, aside from the fact that you cannot do elemental reflect maps, you can do physical reflect maps, and I'll share with you real quick again as well. But basically, Whirlwind Blades, Blood Rage, PvP. Whirlwind Blades, Blood Rage, PvP. You have to remember to always use Blood Rage every 4 seconds to trigger your Instruments of Virtue 50% attack damage. But because of how much cast speed we have, right? Even Instruments of Virtue gives you 30% cast speed if you attack recently. Right, and along all the tree, you know, you have your Retribution, cast speed here, and all other stuff that gives you cast speed. Cast speed basically affects how fast you can cast spells, so you can see that your Blood Rage or Ni Hao, you know, it's going to be very, very fast. So no problem with that main thing here. So I just share with you the cons right from the beginning. You cannot do elemental reflect maps. You have to cast Blood Rage every 4 seconds, and you have to remember to do so because of Instruments of Virtue. Second thing that's very strong, as I mentioned just now, is Inevitable Judgment. Critical strikes ignore enemy monster elemental resistances, and even if you don't crit, you have 10% elemental penetration as well. And why this is good is because if you're going to do elemental build, you have to, in fact, if you don't, then your build is not that good, I guess, that you have to go for this Primeval Force, which is basically 5% elemental resistance penetration, and I believe there's one more, it's around here, yeah, Forces of Nature. So that's 11% elemental resistance penetration, and that's with what, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's assuming you're somehow going to be coming down to the areas here to even take out the nodes. So you have to pick, like, you basically save yourself 7 points just with 1 ascendancy, and you only, you know, are shortfall from 1%, and that's if you don't crit. But we're doing a crit build here, so therefore we have absolute you know, elemental resistance penetration, and we basically laughed at elemental resistance map modifiers because we penetrate everything of that. So that's really nice, right? So third thing, sorry, Righteous Providence, plus 45% critical strike multipliers against enemies that are affected by elemental ailments. So elemental ailments includes chill. So anything that has cold damage will have the ability to chill a target. So your Frostblades is 60% Phys to cold, and with your Winter Spirit passive tree here, as well as weapon cold damage, you get 40%. So your Frostblades is actually 100% cold conversion, which means that you now don't need to worry about physical reflect. Initially that's 40% of Frostblades that's physical, now no, 100% cold conversion, so that's why you don't have to worry about physical reflect for mapping. And for your Blade Flurry, you were like, but Blade Flurry doesn't have any, you know, cold conversion, right? So this is why we actually use a Phys to lightning support gem, converts 50% of physical damage to lightning damage, plus Winter Spirit, which is another 40%, 90% of your Blade Flurry damage is converted to elemental. The last 10% will not kill you in maps, or at least I have not killed myself in maps yet with physical reflect. So you don't have to worry about physical reflect in that sense, so that's really, really cool. Yep. And then the other thing that's important, which is why I talk about chill, is because you get plus 45% crit strike multi against enemies that are affected by elemental ailments. That's really, really good. And for those that are affected by no elemental ailments, you get 100% crit chance as well. So basically, with this in an Invincible Judgment, straight up mobs that are weak, your first right click, because they are not affected by elemental ailments, right? They have 100% crit strike chance, but usually because of your Herald of Ice and everything, they will usually be chilled. So this is why you still have to build up your crit. I have about, effectively with my Diamond Flask, I don't think it actually shows up if I pressed it here, but effective crit chance in Path of Building, again, I have the written guide, the paste bin is all there. It's about 80% with Red Stance, about 78% with Star Conjure. But you'll notice that in the written guide itself, I'll recommend you to do the Abyss's Lightning Coil setup if you're going to be playing this character exclusively to do everything in PoE. But usually you want to go barely Star Conjure if you're going for hardcore because of higher survivability. And the other reason why you don't go Lightning Coil is because if you're going to play other builds, Belly of the Beast 6 Link is going to be more versatile than a Lightning Coil 6 Link. So if you're going to invest, you know, currency into a 6 Link Lightning Coil, and you're not going to be sure that you're going to play the full build or the build all the way to the end, then it might not be wise to invest into it. Right? So in the written guide itself, it will tell you why Abyssals with Lightning Coil. It's basically to help to have some mitigation against the increased physical damage taken when using an Abyssus, and Lightning Coil converts 30% of physical damage taken to lightning, that kind of stuff. So go check out the written guide, all the details are there. But if not, pretty much, yep, you know, you have auras from your Augury or Penitence with the elemental damage and resistances, more elemental damage as well. But basically the beauty of this build, again, no dual sockets being used, and if you want to use it beyond level 90, you have 2 here, very easily close to take. I believe you have another 1-2 here, so that's level 94. And then you have stuff here, you have stuff here as well, you have one more here, it's level 96. So there are definitely dual sockets available to you, and you can always go POB and to see whether, you know, like for example Alan, I took Fang Survivor for level 91 because I'm going to change it when I get level 92. I'm going to put Cold-Hearted Calculation, and you can start working towards Claws of the Falcon. If you want more crit chance, a lot more crit chance in fact, that's like 90% more crit chance. And if you're using Abyssus and not a Rat's Nest or Star Conjure, that will help you with being more consistent with your crits. But yeah, that's it for this short gameplay video for the Templar, Inquisitor, Frostblades, Blade Flurry character that can do all content. Maybe not Hall of the Grandmaster, but most builds out there cannot do that anyway. You need a Hall of the Grandmaster specific build. Usually, if you want to farm it consistently, if not, this thing can do everything, no problem. You can farm maps really fast, you can do bosses, single target is really strong. 1.5 mil with my current gear set, with Warp's Nest and Doriani Catalyst. And if you're going to change to a Rare Claw, that will be about 1.8 mil. And if you're going to do the Abyssus, Lightning Coil setup with my setup right now, with just my gear right now, you'll actually hit easily 2.2 mil. And I think if you have anything beyond 1.5 million total DPS on your single target skill, Shaper is not a problem. Beyond that is just how fast you can. Right? In any case, my name has been AikawaKazu. Thanks for watching. Check out the written guide if you want more information and insights. God bless, and I'll see you guys and girls in the next one. Bye bye!